Okay, before we get anywhere into this video, let me just say one quick thing, right? Plot is the only reason this fruit lost. Plot and indigestion. So for whatever reason, I need some of y'all, it's only a couple of y'all, but I need to iron this out right now. Some of y'all need to stop sleeping on the Doku Doku no Mi, because this fruit, this absolute biohazard of a devil fruit, is easily one of the most unstoppable powers in the entire world of One Piece. And if it wasn't for the sake of the story, Magellan would have washed almost anybody that walked inside the doors of Impel Down. Hands down. I mean, let's be real. The man literally made poison cool. He's the embodiment of, go ahead and touch me and see what happens. Go ahead, no, go ahead. Touch me, I'll let you get a hit. Go ahead, touch me and see what happens. Nothing good. The answer is nothing good, in case you were curious. But for some reason, people act like pre-time skip Luffy beating him makes it seem as though this fruit or Magellan isn't as strong as they really were. Spoiler alert, it was plot armor. Plot armor thick as hell. I'm talking about thick. Today, we're exploring the true power of the Doku Doku no Mi. The potential Oda just couldn't fully show, much like the video we did last week, and how this fruit just might make a toxic comeback in the final saga. So yeah, grab your gas mask, sip your antidote, and prepare for some extra toxic behavior. If you like devil fruits, hockey, or Twizzlers, like the video. You already know it's gonna be a banger because you made it this far. And subscribe so you can join the fleet. I mean, all the cool kids are doing it. My mom even subscribed. First, let's start at the beginning. Exactly what are we talking about? If you can't tell from the thumbnail, we are talking about the Doku Doku no Mi, or the Venom fruit, which is a paramecia fruit eaten by Warden Magellan. This lets the devil user create, control, and manipulate all types of poisons in various states. On paper, it's very simple. Poison bad, we get that. But in practice, in actuality, it's absurd. Magellan doesn't just create venom, he secretes it. He is, for all intents and purposes, a walking venom, no symbiote. He can generate toxins so strong that even being within his vicinity, breathing in the same air that he breathes in could literally be toxic. Borderline fatal. When it comes to feats, we only seen a little bit, but everything we saw was absolutely devastating. We've seen him fill entire corridors of Impel Down, one of the largest prisons in the world or whatever, with a complete smokescreen of poison gas. We've seen him create and unleash Hydra-shaped venom beasts that, well, spewed venom. If you touched it, venom. If it hit you, venom. From a distance, venom. You see where I'm going with this. And like we stated earlier, he can also coat himself completely in the substance, while he himself is completely immune to it. Comparing it to some other devastating abilities, you know, crocodile sand can suffocate and dehydrate you in mere moments. A Kanu's magma can burn you and sear you alive. But Magellan's poison doesn't even give you enough time to scream, depending on the potency. And unlike Logia's, Magellan's power doesn't need an environmental advantage. He is the weapon. No terrain, no stamina tricks, no weather gimmicks, no counters, just poison. Pure and simple. It's like if Caesar the Clown had an actual work ethic and wasn't being bossed around by Doflamingo. Now, stick with me because here's where things get wild. We all know that Magellan was never truly defeated. Not for real, for real. His loss or defeat was more of a narrative necessity than a display of actual strength and growth. Because if Oda had taken the reins off Magellan and let him do whatever he wanted, there wouldn't have been a rescue arc. There wouldn't even been an escape arc. It would have just been a funeral arc. Here lies every single person in Impel Down. And the craziest part, the Doku Doku no Mi's potential might not just end with what we've seen from Magellan so far. There's a real chance that this fruit, or a variant of it, could return to the story in a completely different way. And we've already seen mild teasers when the three Yonko split up. If you know, you know. I'm talking about Doku, but not all the way Doku. This power honestly should have been game over. Let's revisit the moment when the Blackbeard pirates appeared. When Blackbeard and his crew thought it was a good idea to taunt Magellan. These men had just broken into the most secure prison in the world, approached a 10-foot tall behemoth who was oozing and dripping poison and acid and said, "Hey yo, watch this." And then bam, one move, folded. Magellan dropped the entire Blackbeard crew. And yes, this was pre-time skip before the Devil Fruit hunt, but it didn't matter. No monologue, no build up, just instant over. That right there is the true power of the Doku Doku no Mi in action. A fruit that punishes arrogance and brutal behavior with swift consequences. Now imagine if Magellan had like observation hockey on the level of some of the admirals. He'd be able to see exactly where his poison gas and or liquids are spreading around, and boom, establish sweet traps to secure any escape or prevent escape, or to do other things depending on what your goal is. Or if he had better mobility, we saw he was able to slip around through the venom, which is definitely a unique thing. I did not see him using the venom for like chutes and ladders. Kudos to Magellan. And let's pray this never happens, but let's say he managed to awaken his devil fruit. If he could do that, he would turn anything he taps toxic. He'd have the toxic touch. We saw what Doflamingo's awakening did to the nearby cities. We saw the special Paramecia awakening with Katakuri, but if he had that type of power over an entire environment, he would be a walking problem. A walking nuclear warhead. Chernobyl would have nothing on this man. His breakfast burrito burps would be taking out almost anybody. Impel Down wouldn't even be a prison anymore. It'd be a living organism that you use to feed prisoners. The prisoners don't get visitors because dead men tell no tales. Honestly, you wouldn't even need guards. You know, you just drop them off by air and let the air do the rest. There's a lot Oda didn't show us. Oda limited Magellan for balance, and honestly, that's fair. But let's take a look at some of the things we didn't see, some things we might see, or some things we hope we get to see as the series reaches its triumph. The Doku Doku no Mi has already shown us that different poisons operate differently. If you want a poison that can paralyze somebody, you can do that. A poison for hallucinogens, there's one for that. If you want the poison to just be corrosive acid, that's a thing. Or if you want to make the poison airborne so that way no one around you could breathe, you could do that. We've seen Magellan create a venom demon that was capable of melting steel, corroding steel at a rapid rate. So why would we stop there? Let's get big brain. If Magellan did awaken his devil fruit, he could create a toxic cloud, a toxic area. The same way that Caesar converted that axolotl, he could tap something and create a living poisonous organism that travels and spreads and spreads. Kind of like a poisonous cell that spreads and mutates, just a virus. He could create something that's so toxic that one taps, it just completely pollutes everything continually, just ugh. COVID wouldn't stand a chance though. Imagine Magellan in a battlefield, on top of a hill somewhere, seeing everything, and then he just makes a poison slide. And then the poison just keeps going. Anyone on the floor gets poisoned. That poison is also hot or bubbling or whatever, so the poison's filling the air. Don't let it be an indoor battle. Magellan indoors anywhere is not a good time. I'm just trying to see him like bottle up his poisons, kind of like selling his poison potions, poison vials, I don't know. Magellan, if you didn't want to be a warden, you could definitely be an apothecary and create some of the meanest poisons out there. I know some people that want that. The world government wants that. And when it comes to fighting Magellan, there's no clear counter. There's not, oh, I can just put armament hockey on and it won't hurt me. Where's your proof? The only reason, once again, say this one more time, the only reason Luffy is still alive right now is because of Ivankov's miracle John. If it wasn't for the miracle injections, Luffy would have been folded. The One Piece would have got scrambled and lost somewhere else. We've been watching the Tales of Zoro or Buggy, probably watching Tales of Buggy or the Tales of Blackbeard. I don't know. Luffy would have 100% got folded if it wasn't for the miracle of Ivankov. We're not seeing that again. We are not seeing Ivankov save people again. The Revolutionary Army is busy. Where is Magellan? I'm not saying now is a perfect time to make an arrival, but I'm saying after Elbaf, if you want to visit some people, you should go to Mary Joie. They'd love to see you. So yeah, Magellan losing was not a moment of weakness. It was literally just a storytelling speed bump that Oda may have been like, hey yo, I think we gave Bull too much power. Let's make it so that he likes the taste of poison so much, it make his tummy hurt. Yeah. Seriously. But let's get into theories. Let's get into how this fruit just might come back. There's a strong chance this fruit comes back. I don't see anyone but Magellan wielding this fruit. After all, the man is difficult to, if he's difficult to hurt, you're not going to snatch his fruit. Even if Blackbeard got mad about what happened before he got his powers, I don't see him spinning the block on Magellan to take that to give it to his crew. especially since he has Doc Q. Doc Q can create illnesses. These illnesses can be airborne, or he can do a whole bunch of effects. We've seen exploding apples, we've seen him swapping genders, so he can technically counter Ivankov with that ability. Who's to say that his other poisons won't expand beyond that? Or who's to say he's not going to try to reach out to Magellan or try to imitate the venom or the poison that Magellan made? Because honestly, we haven't seen anything on that level. Caesar was close. Caesar was very close, and Caesar's probably the closest when it comes to creating gases and whatnot, because, you know, he's a gas man. But when it comes to poison and raw destruction, no one is matching that just yet. Which begs the question, what's up with Magellan? Is Magellan still at Impel Down? After his failure, is he being put somewhere else? And if so, who's watching over Impel Down? And who's watching over Magellan? That's not a power you can just let leave alone. If Magellan got mad enough, you'd have to nuke wherever he is to prevent him from spreading his poison everywhere. He has the ultimate,
"Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I didn't mean to hurt you. You hit me. Now you're bleeding out. Oh man. Stop coughing, please."
It's going to be a bad look for anyone who has to come into physical contact with him, which is a lot of people. Let's look at the Straw Hats real quick. Jinbei, gotta come close unless you're around water. Usopp, you ain't gotta come close but you're not fighting him. Chopper, gotta come close. Sanji, gotta come close. Luffy, gotta come close. Zoro, gotta come close. Nico Robin, you be far, but your hands can still get poisoned. Cien Fluida, nah, it's over there. He counters almost anyone who has to come within range of him. Bro, that's overpowered. And the way that devil fruits are resurfacing are being tweaked, who's to say that Magellan didn't get his devil fruit taken? Who's to say Blackbeard isn't sitting on that right now? I know me personally, I wouldn't have a nuke in my back pocket without using it, so probably not. But with Doc Q, I still feel like we're going to see something similar in the late game. Or maybe he had Doc Q on his team solely to try to counter Magellan, because last time he didn't have an answer for it. So next time someone tries to downplay Magellan, you remind them, this man almost took out the Pirate King's successor. This man could have easily walked down the entire Impel Down if he chose to. The Doku Doku no Mi isn't just powerful, it's borderline apocalyptic if used to its limits. And if Oda does decide to bring this back, let's just say this poison might spread a little bit further than Impel Down this time. But what do y'all think? Was Magellan nerfed for the plot? Or is there a hidden weakness I missed? Do you feel as though him versus Doc Q is a good matchup? Do we want to see a Doc Q versus Caesar versus Magellan in the future? I don't know. We got a lot of opportunities out there. We're nearing the end of One Piece, but I hope we get at least 100 or 2 or maybe, I don't know, 300 more episodes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, thank you guys for tapping in so much. I appreciate it. The crew is growing again. We're getting bigger. We're getting stronger. I don't know if y'all realize it, but my muscles get bigger the more y'all subscribe. So, like, I appreciate all of y'all. Beat the games.